Hi, I'm Arn Menconi. I'm Arn Menconi, and I'm here in this beautiful auditorium on the campus of University of Colorado, Boulder, where there's college students, where we're trying to speak to the millennials about what's going on. And I'm going to be up here on this stage. Show them the stage. Yeah.
The stage.
And here's people are filing in here.
People are filing in. We're getting an audience.
Yeah. And so I'm going to go on in just a bit. And then Lily Tan Williams, who's the Libertarian candidate, will also go on. We're not sure who's going on first. And then the U.S. President candidates for the Socialist Party, for the Constitution Party, and what's the other one, Beamer?
The Reform Party.
And the Reform Party, all right? So they'll have a debate up here, and we're going to live stream all of this. I ask a favor of you. Share this, because I just went around campus to try to get college students to vote for me, to find out who they were voting for. Everybody's so asleep, the sheeple, you know? And I promise you I'll put on a show, okay? You never know what could happen anymore, because we're in fuego. Let's go backstage. I got a special guest for you to meet. I think you might like this guy. Can you say hello to our viewers?
Oh, hi.
Yeah, this is Real Progressive.
Cool. I'm Christina Tobin.
Could you reverse this so we get light on your face?
Free and equal elections. We're going to go ahead and get you and Lily up shortly to start speaking.
Thank you. Tell them what we're here for.
Okay, we're here at the United We Stand Fest in Boulder, Mackey Auditorium, CU Boulder, and we're here presenting now a presidential debate, a truly open presidential debate, because the Commission on Presidential Debate only invites the Democratic and Republican parties, which is run by the former chairs of D's and R's. And the legal men voters retracted their support from the CPD, from the Commission, back in '88, stating it's perpetuated fraud on the American voter. So this is the beginning, the birth of a movement, I feel, that's going to ignite the youth and we the people, not only in person but through social media, internet, direct positive action. So today we're opening up the questions, I feel, listening to groups like isidewith.com and really listening to the people and polling the people what kind of questions they want the candidates to answer and to be asked, for that matter, and for us to listen and really promote more engagement of conversation, which brings about solutions at our debate. So welcome, Arn.
Thank you so much for hosting us. We're going to have a great show, and we have a special guest, too, who you've had come out here from California.
Yes.
Tell us about him and why he's here tonight.
Well, you know, the whole importance of running for office, the Senate races are key, which is so key, having you and Lily speak, getting involved from the bottom up, the local races, Senate, congressional are key. So Mr. Ed Asner is here. He's the Emmy Award-winning actor of the Mary Tyler Moore Show, Lou Grant, the voiceover of the movie Up. And so he is really a believer. We were just in Cambria, where I live, in the headquarters of Free and Equal. Him and I co-moderated Candidates Forum, where we had a lot of accountable candidates on the forum, speaking, engaging, asking questions from the community. So Mr. Ed Asner, I'm very humbled to have him here today. We're going to start off this debate shortly after you and Lily and myself
And give
speak.
a plug again for Free and Equal and how
Sure.
people can find out more.
And can you tell us the presidential candidates that are debating one more time? We're getting
Sure.
comments about
Well,
that.
we invited all the candidates that are on the ballot in enough states to reach 15% of the Electoral College. And tonight we have Darrel with the Constitution Party, Rocky Del Fuente, independent of the Reform and Delta America Party, and also Gloria Riva of the Socialism and Liberation Party.
That's so exciting. So we're going to hear some alternative voices from Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. That's amazing. I mean, like, people will learn about policy. So Darrel or Gary, would you like to say hello? We have, this is Real Progressive.
Darrel, yes.
Yeah, Darrel, I'm sorry. So go ahead and introduce yourself. We're on Real Progressive.
Well, I'm Darrell Castle, and I'm
You
the
might want to talk
presidential-
up just a little bit.
I'm Darrell Castle. I'm the presidential candidate for the Constitution Party, and I'm very happy to be here tonight.
Thank you.
And tell people about how to find out about you, Darrel, and what you stand for, real briefly. Not or take as long as you'd like. Sorry.
Well, you can reach me at castle2016.com. That's my presidential candidate website, castle2016.com. And as I said, I represent the Constitution Party, and that means what it says. We believe the Constitution is what it says it is, the supreme law of the land, and we think that a return to its adherents would be a great benefit to the nation.
Can I ask you a question that I think I might know that you could just go ahead and fill me in on?
Okay.
Darrel here, but Darrel, on the Constitution, right now America is in an endless war. How do you feel about how the Constitution is being represented with the war against ISIS? Do you feel that we're upholding the Constitution?
No, absolutely not.
Could you tell our listeners why not?
Well, because the Constitution gives only Congress the right to declare war, and it does not allow the president to go to war in an endless cycle. It allows him to act on an emergency basis to defend the nation, but not to fight endless wars, no. Only Congress can do that.
And Amendment 2, I believe, is the amendment that requires an authorization for going to war.
Article 2.
Article 2
Yes,
of
Article 2. Yes.
Article 2 requires that Congress give power to the President of the United States. And what we have as case study and precedent is after 90 days of a direct action, which happened in the summer of 2014 against ISIS, he sent out a letter saying he was doing this, and now they're operating off of an authorization for military force from 2001. Do you have anything
Well,
else to add?
if you think about it, this has happened before. The Tonkin Gulf resolution allowed us to enter what became my war so many years ago. That was bogus too. So power always finds ways to do what he wants to do. Power corrupts the mind, and the morals power should be limited. That's my view.
What are you finding is the most important issue to people who are supporting you that you want people to know?
Well, I'm calling for a return to the rule of law. Right now we have two sets of laws, one for the elite who rule over us and one for us, little people. I don't think that's the American way, so I want the rule of law reestablished, and I want political power limited by the Constitution.
So who do you think is running this country? Do you think we have a republic, or would you say it's more of an oligarchy? I don't want to put words in your mouth,
Well,
but how
I mean,
do you
I think there are problems with the way the system has gone and been allowed to be corrupted and so forth. There are definitely problems. You know, it's starting to take on kind of a stink like the old Soviet Union. Here are your two candidates. Choose either one you want. We don't care. That sort of thing. So, you know, I'm opposed to that, obviously, and that's one of the reasons why I'm here.
All right. Well,
May I ask
thank
a
you.
question?
Go ahead, please.
How far do you think the 10th Amendment, which is states' rights, how far do you think that extends? Like, how much do you think the federal government has intruded upon
Well,
states' rights?
once I finish your interview, there'll be no need for me to be in the debate. But the 10th Amendment goes like this. The United States federal government is limited to only 17 powers. Those are set out in Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution. 17 powers, that's it. That's all the states gave them. Everything else was reserved to the states who formed this government. The states, those 13, what were once colonies, then became states, and that's the way it works.
Thank
All right,
you.
well, we have to go. They're going to interview Ed. Yeah, we'll come.
Okay, we should get you speaking
Yeah, we'll come in.
Okay.
When should we get Lily and
Go ahead and
Arn going, because they get, they're up there.
Do we have our third speaker?
Find the location of her. As soon as that's done, we can pull it together.
Okay, Nano?
What?
Nano, when am I gonna go up to introduce Lily and Arn so they can speak?
So you could go ahead and shoot. We have Ed Asner here. Ed Asner was a big fan of mine from Mary Tyler Moore, which I used to watch when I got home from grade school, and cried at the last episode. And I could probably make him laugh. He's probably heard this plenty of times. But they need a little quiet so that they can do an interview. We're backstage at University of Colorado campus, and come on over. Could you do an interview with us, Rocky? Sure.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is
Go down there.
1 minute warning to get all candidates behind stage so we can go ahead
All right.
and get you all
I'm gonna stand near the microphone.
I hope
He's
you
gonna
can have
hold
a
up
great
the
time
camera.
so far with the United We Stand Fest, and we're gonna go
Because the
ahead
mic's right here.
bridge ride over
So
to
you're
the
on Real Progressive, which is about 2,000 viewers. We'll see that.
So we'll go ahead and stand by now. This is
85,000
1 minute
viewers.
warning to get everyone that's out in the lobby.
So when he's done talking, it's okay that this is raw right now. This happens, folks. Sorry about this. When the MC stops talking, we're going to introduce you to another presidential candidate. Just a moment. Give us a
We
second.
have two of our brigade in the back, so we'll wait on our third to get mic'd up, and then we'll go ahead and start the show. So please be patient, and then we're going to rock it over here pretty soon. All right? How y'all feeling? Y'all feeling good? Energy's still up, right? Energy's still up, right? This is the moment.
I was with you guys at,
This is the one
with
that,
Willie Wilson in New Hampshire.
Willie's gonna be the impact.
Willie Wilson in New Hampshire.
Willie was running for
But this
president.
doesn't stop there. Once we go into that month, and whatever's decided, we'll go with it.
Sorry about
We're
this.
down low, down
Go ahead and
low.
see if you could introduce yourself, please. Sorry.
2 years? Oh, all right. So
Let's
we
wait.
got
No,
2
no, no,
years
let's
out there.
wait.
So this is the reason why we do this. The reason why is because we're opening it all up to all the presidential candidates. We're going to allow for them to come out here and tell you exactly the issues that they feel that are forthcoming with the nation. How they're going to address
This
it.
is a little
And also,
quieter.
you know,
I'll just wait a few minutes. You're not going anywhere.
If you guys don't mind waiting 2
elections
minutes.
down the line. That this is the way that we're going to run the elections from now on. We can't allow for this two-party democracy, however you want to call it, to really take charge and take hold of each and every one of your votes. Something to think about. There we go. All right. So let me go ahead and poke my head backstage real quick, please. Simmer down, get that roar down to a simmer roar, I guess you can say, and we'll go ahead and kick this off really soon. All right? All right, pass out.
They're going to interview us. Okay, sir, are you ready? Yep. You're good? Could you hold that? Yes. Yeah. We want to get the lighting is better. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, we want to go on the other side?
Yeah, go right here. Go right here. There. Okay. Go
Okay.
ahead, Rocky. Would you like to tell people who you are and what you're doing?
Hi, I'm Rocky de la Fuente. Rocky, just like your Rocky Mountains. We're now here in Colorado. I'm running for President of the United States.
Okay, we got back up.
You want to say anything about like your policy position?
Okay, all right.
Okay, Rocky, you could give a few minutes here as to why you're running and what you're standing for.
America is the land of opportunity. America has been very good to me. I would like to pay it forward. I would like to bring my experience to the White House, to the world. And what I would like to do is make sure that I create first education for all, so we're able to be better prepared to be able to be more competitive in the world. Second, jobs, and more jobs. We need to increase between 20 to 24 million new jobs, so we're able to pay the debt, the $20 trillion that's going to be owed by November 8th. And last but not least, we need healthcare. We need to make sure that after we were educated, after we have had the jobs and worked 40 years of our lives, we now at that particular point in time, we do not have to lose everything we work for. How do you call it? To healthcare. We need to have respect. We need to have the word united back in the United States. Some other candidates like the word divided. Some other candidates would like to say, let's lie, the lying states. Folks, the word is very simple. It's called United States.
We're on stage right now.
Hello, everybody. How are you? My name is Arn Menconi. Hopefully, if we all vote, tell people in the next 15 days, I could be one of your next U.S. senators for the great state of Colorado.
My name is Lily Tang Williams. First time ever running for president. Also first Chinese immigrant from Laos, China to run for U.S. Senate. Hope you can vote for me.
All right, we got to warm up the crowd here. So I was just in Washington, D.C. yesterday getting arrested on the Capitol steps. We did a die-in. For the people who are being killed by American bombs. How many countries do you think America is at war with right now? Here's a hint. 5. How many countries are we bombing? 7. We're in an endless war against something called terrorism. We're not following Article 2 of the Constitution, and it's an illegal war. And the reason I jumped into this race is because I have 2 young children. I have a 10 and 11-year-old. They will only know endless war. They will know an oligarchy that is committing war crimes for the empire. And I can't live with the moral nihilism of our government, killing innocent people and breeding terrorism. I believe I have blood-drenched hands. I believe Americans have blood-drenched hands if we are not laying down on the Capitol, if we are not laying down in the streets like we did in the 60s, like people did in the 60s. The other reason I'm running for office is because we have something that's not global warming and not climate change. It's an environmental destruction. And I believe that everyone over 30 should be ashamed of themselves if they're not in action for the generation under 30 and our grandchildren in the next generation. They should not have to inherit what we are about to give them, raising sea levels of 20 to 30 feet in the next 20 to 30 years. And our U.S. Senators, Michael Bennet and Cory Gardner, think we can frack our way into clean energy or oil. The other reason I'm running is the one that you've heard so much about, so I don't need to discuss it, and that's the inequality gap that keeps on accelerating. Except the super rich, the top 1% are getting richer and everybody else is getting poorer. And the fourth reason is for Black Lives Matter and racial injustice. All right? We need to stop militarizing our police departments and stop killing innocent black men and having a black president and a black attorney general who will not indict or arrest police officers who are committing modern-day lynching. And I'm able to stand up here and say this because I was a Democrat. I campaigned for Michael Bennet. I campaigned for Barack Obama. And I couldn't say that when I was a county commissioner. I can say that now because I'm not taking special interest money and I'm not beholden to the global corporate mafia. I'm beholden to the truth and justice. I'm not standing up here even asking you for your vote. I'm standing up here asking you, does anyone have any conviction left in the next 15 days? I'm standing up here saying, are we alive or are we asleep? I'm saying up here, how many people can really believe that they have blood-drenched hands? Because when you pay taxes, when you go ahead and vote for Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump or Michael Bennet or anyone who's an R or D, you're perpetuating endless wars. You're going to perpetuate global warming or environmental destruction, inequality gap, and racial injustice. And when I laid down on those steps yesterday, with my friends who I had just met, a former Army officer, served 18 years, millennials who live in Washington State, Florida, Indiana, and Michigan, we laid down to be dead. so that we could understand and show people what we're doing as activists, to wake up the hearts and the souls, because our souls are on fire. We need to act now, not after November 8th, not when Hillary Clinton gets elected and we could go to the inaugural and try to shut down the inaugural, because we've been gaslighted by mainstream media. This will not happen again. There won't be another Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders. If you're as old as me or older, we can tell you this is a historic election. We're fighting for truth and justice, and I want you to fight with me. Can I have those? So when Lily's done talking and the presidential candidates are done talking, we could do a direct action in the streets. We could do a laydown in Boulder tonight. We could all stand up for truth and justice. Because you know what, folks? They're not going to care. They're not going to care if you get arrested. This is a Stasi state, folks. I've been arrested in Hofstra. I've been arrested in the cemetery. They have mad security. We know this. But when are we going to wake up? When are we going to lay down? When are we going to represent the people that we've already killed? We can do this tonight. So if you want to do a direct action with me tonight, and there's more than 10 of you, we will lay down in the streets of Boulder, and on Real Progressive and other stations, we will show what mainstream media won't show, the truth. Thank you. Peace. Spring of love.
Well, my name is Lily for Liberty.com. I'm running for U.S. Senate because I truly believe I am the best advocate for personal liberty, for small limited government, for economical freedom. I grew up in communist China for 24 years. I did not have choices of any kinds. I did not have a chance to vote. I did not have opportunity to eat the food I want to eat. We live on food ration coupons. And our home was wide open for anybody who wants to come in to inspect. Make sure you're politically correct. No privacy. Private property and privacy were two foreign concepts to me. I lived like that way under Mao's Cultural Revolution for 10 years. I truly understand what the freedom means because I did not have any. If you hate endless wars, if you hate two-party duopoly, if you hate government abuse of power, intrusion of your privacy, and corny capitalism, then you should be like me, have a libertarian heart. All those problems you talk about are caused by big, unlimited government. Have you ever heard of small government going to all over the world, be world policemen? Have you heard of a small government will come in, seize your private property without your consent, without due process? So I am the best candidate in this race for our constitutional republic, for personal freedom. I could not even wear my hair down growing up in China because you got to have government-approved hairstyles. And you got to sing the songs you want to sing. You cannot talk about boys and girls, it's not politically correct. And they also tell you what kind of thoughts you should have. If you have incorrect political thoughts, you could go to prison. I have lived under tyranny. The reason I'm running for office, so I can have a platform to share my stories with all of you. How precious is freedom, and how precious you have a free country so far, but it's going down the wrong path. I want to use my stories to wake up all Americans. If you truly want freedom for your children, you want a peaceful world for your grandchildren, then you need to get involved now. You cannot just keep voting the same way. You cannot keep doing the same thing over and over again. Status quo wants you to vote the same old way. Establishment use fear mongering to tell you how to vote. I always vote for best candidate. I don't need the leaders. I can lead myself. I come to this country with $100 in my pocket. Could not speak English. $1,200 in debt to my American sponsor. I am an American living dream today to run for U.S. Senate, have my own business, working from home. How great is that? We still have a great country right now, but it's up to you to keep that way, to increase more freedom, not less freedom, to trust your fellow citizens to run their lives, to run their business, to educate their children, not up to government to come in to tell you, to control your life, to invade your privacy, to tell you what is the right way to behave. So please check me out, lilyforliberty.com. I'm hoping that you will send a powerful message to the less than 1% political elites. We no longer give you consent to run the country like you always do, to control our life like you always do. You want to tell them, we're supposed to give you the consent. What kind of power you should have? And you cannot infringe our rights. So please, vote different this year. This is the third party year. We have been kept out of debate, out of major press. But we are glad Free and Equal Election tonight is hosting this event for the third party candidates. This is our country. We cannot buy into the duopoly. Only 9% of people voted in the primary to vote for those two other candidates. Our Nigerian people should be united and to send powerful message this year. Take our country back. Thank you.
If you guys want to join me outside, stand up so I know who you are. Stand up who wants to fight for freedom and liberty and to end war. Would you like to join me, Lily, outside and stop the wars all over the world?
Well, I would love to stop the war. That's unnecessary war. Our Congress has failed to declare the war. If they want to fight the war, they have to declare the war first. But they're not doing their job. So we need to stop this senseless, expensive war. We are broke. We cannot pay for it either.
Thank you. Peace. No one stood up. We got 3 people that stood up. We need 7 more. Thank you.
Keep standing, everybody. All right, and give one more round of applause. He's ready to go outside and take charge. All right, so again, I have been your humble MC for tonight. My name is Nano Munoz, and as I formally pass this over to our moderator for the People's Presidential Debate, first allow me to share a few words with you, if you don't mind. Many that do not know me, I started with Free and Equal as a performer, and slowly came to this. So Colorado, listen up. Let's take a fly. Take a bird's eye view. My truth is my reason outside of you. So lock it up with the consent of the governed, my natural right. Believe and think freely, this life doesn't come without a fight. I might try this once to compromise, maybe even assimilate with different priorities to eliminate a historical mistake. While I feel the need to separate a supposed united state of allegiance to the people, so prevent the sequel. No need to see us bleed to know that we're all equal. We have aspirations to prosper to our final days and praise to whomever to cope with this maze, in place by those who corrupted. We had enough of it. Tired of puppets finding loops and laws just to stay above it. Where's the justice? It's just us. Weren't you here to serve? Now swayed by special interests you truly preserve? I get it, I got it. We're all born into our own destinies. The rich counting riches while I'm polishing off my 2 pennies. 2 cents. I die as a signal of hunger is not a game, yet it's a shame you have millions to spend on a campaign, but donating it to fix just one global issue is not something someone like you can pursue. I am first for the pen, the rest for the clan. Puff, puff, pass with the right hand, or we could go left, just not go wrong. Doesn't take enlightenment to understand the lyrics of hymn song. We give power to those who take it, who are now afraid to have to go work for minimum pay and wait to find out what's needed, while vanity consumes the market to feed the conceited. Our economy is a accomplice of all these gyps. You know, when was the last time you opened a full bag of chips? Not trying to get something so explicit, something so simple. Don't like it? Give it thumbs down. You're the thimble. I'm the nimble one just trying to share a thought. It's not so far off. It's never too late to embrace your free will. Your fate, your life, until. And with those words, I'd like to